So on a lot of the Hondas, they have LED headlights now. So on the older ones that had halogen headlights, you used to be able to adjust the height of the lights upwards or downwards from a manual adjuster in through here. But there is no longer a manual adjuster, and Honda Civics with the LED headlights also no longer have a manual adjuster. However, there is another way to adjust. But one thing I will say on this is when you are doing this adjustment I'm going to show you, you really got to have a machine to calibrate it properly. So it's not really a DIY thing, but anyway, you might be interested to see how it works. Just before we start, if you do have the older versions without the LED headlights, you will have a manual adjuster. For anyone that's unsure, 0 would be the high setting and 3 would be the low setting. So we're sitting in a Hyundai because this is a common thing to a lot of cars. So if you look at the light level here, if I push this upwards, you can see the light level is starting to move upwards. And then if I move it downwards, you can see the light level is starting to drop. So anyway, the point of the video is to show you how to make the adjustment on a Honda Civic from this generation. But the adjustment I'm going to show you, regardless of if the car has LED headlights or halogen headlights, this adjustment I'm going to show you is here either way. So even if you have the inside roller, you can still do this adjustment anyway. So the headlights in this car have never been set before. To do this properly, you really need one of these machines, especially in Ireland. And the reason is, when you look in here, you can see a little bit further in, there are little measurements at the back of it, and they're the thresholds. So when the light shines in, it shines a straight line along these thresholds, and you have to keep it within those thresholds to comply for things like the National Car Test in Ireland, which gives you enough light, but to make sure you're not blinding other people. Normally to do this then, I usually use a long Phillips head. It's always a Phillips head. Sometimes a short one works. I normally go for long because sometimes they have to go down quite far. So I've driven the car up to this machine, and from the factory then, this car, the headlights are way too high. So at some level they might be blinding other drivers at times. So if you can see down there, there is a level 1.25%. You can see the headlights are way over it, so I got to drop these headlights down to the 1.25% mark. For this Civic, actually, I forgot I probably didn't need a long one. But if you look over here, so my Phillips head is going to sit in here and it's turning this. It's a little bit easier with the light. So, oops. All I'm doing is sitting that in there, and then my Phillips head is making contact with it. I'm going to go for an anti-clockwise movement because I want to drop the headlight level downwards, and I just keep focusing that downwards until I've hit the level I want to be at. So in this case, anti-clockwise movement is bringing me down as far as 1.25. And of course, when I said anti-clockwise, I meant clockwise. Sorry, clockwise actually drops it, anti-clockwise raises it. I just want to check the other one, but probably for the last 4 years that car has been driving with that kind of a headlight level. I mean, it's not massive, and usually if there was a problem, the customer would have noticed people flashing them, so it wasn't that high that it's an issue. But again, this one is also high enough that it would fail an NCT, National Car Test in Ireland, so that needs to get down to the 1.25 level. So again, over here you can see where we're turning it, and a clockwise motion, keep turning it, and you'll see the level dropping down. You could probably do this against the wall of your house, but the problem is you wouldn't have the correct levels. Anyway, those headlights are now meeting the correct thresholds. So if you look along here on this one, and by the way, this is based on the dipped headlights, not the full headlights. And if you do have the little adjuster, so we're gone below 1.25, if you do have the manual adjuster inside in your car, make sure you're working from the 0 setting if you're going to do that, if you have the halogen headlights with the adjuster. And most cars are the same in how they work. So anyway, hopefully that's useful. Thanks for watching.